Hello ladies and gentlemen, once again this is Nevin from Nev's Tech Bits, and today, after a recent piece of code was found on one of my clients' computers, I think it's time to talk about these Russian hacks. So everybody knows that Hillary Clinton's server, personal server, got hacked, and her personal emails, private server, private emails got released. Anyways, I believe it was when they were looking at this server, one of these servers, that it turned out that it had this Russian piece of software on it. And this software was software that the FBI and the NSA said has been used against them multiple times, all the time. And same with universities. This is getting thrown at universities. They're trying to stick it to universities, government buildings, all kinds of stuff. These Russian hacks. These Russian hacks have been recently found on HydroWorks laptop. I forget exactly which area, somewhere in the GTA. Anyways, this Russian software got found there, and recently, as I said, it got picked up by the antiviruses on one of our systems. Anyways, that's generally what people know. A lot of people are really ticked off because the Angry Orange likes to talk to Vladimir Putin. He's okay with the Russians. Now, personally, I'm kind of okay with the Russians and the Americans being okay. I haven't lived through a Cold War, and I don't think any of us, even those who've lived through one, want to go through one of those again. Anyways, there's been something released recently called the Grizzly Steppe Report, telling you exactly how Russians are supposedly influencing Americans for their own interests. First of all, I find it a little bit interesting that there's such a pushback against the Russians. Of course, nobody wants anyone influencing their country. But the thing is, the Americans have been influencing other countries. Maybe even Canada's doing it, influencing other countries. America does regime changes for other countries all the time. They got their nose in everybody's business. The Americans are all over the place. It's almost unfortunate. I don't have any problems with Americans, by the way. It's just amazing how far their military is. I believe it's the South China Sea. Anyways, there's stuff going on in China where different countries are fighting over pieces of the ocean and land, and America's got their fingers in that. They're all over the place. But anyways, it's interesting. It's really interesting that America can do all this stuff, yet as soon as the Russians do anything back, everybody gets all worried. But you know what? There is some stuff in here worth getting worried about, like having your private servers hacked. The thing is, those private servers of the Clintons weren't supposed to be, the private servers of the Clintons weren't supposed to have classified information on it. And it did. It did. What's amazing is that Clinton isn't in any trouble because of this. So they had a server at their personal address used for communications, both with their staff, the staff that helps them get up and go places and do stuff. And well, when the FBI looked into this, they found out that there had been hack attempts, but nothing was successful. And they weren't even sure if any of the people who hacked her, in some cases, actually knew who it was. Anyways, apparently it didn't have very good security. It turns out that these hacks, these Russian hacks, the FBI and CIA both agree that it was Russia. And those two bodies do not like each other at all. I'm not sure if you've ever had like shift work, but in shift work you always got somebody else working next to you on the other shift, and you always find people, you just can't make them happy no matter what you do. You'll forget to mop something, or forget to do one little thing, and they'll think you're an idiot forever. The FBI, the CIA, they never agree on anything. They think the other is just a bunch of idiots, basically. Anyways, they released this report. They actually agree, which is amazing. They never agree about anything. So they found these two programs made by, or you could say these programs are AP28 and AP29. Now, the reason why they believe that Vladimir Putin and the Russians are directly involved in this is Russian language was found within the code. So these days, you can find out through checking the code what kind of keyboard it was made with. It was made with a Russian keyboard. And when you make a program, you have to put it through something called a compiler. You write up some code, you put it in a compiler, and away it goes. Compilers put a date stamp on date and time stamp. So this was in a Russian time zone, a very important Russian time zone. And the IP address points to a Russian address. Now, I was looking all over the place for information. I think this is, you got to collect information and check your sources. So McAfee. So McAfee is the individual. You've all heard his program, even if you didn't know he existed. McAfee was the first, let's say maybe just the pioneer in antivirus software. He was basically the first. As far as I know, he was the first. Anyways, he says that it's amazing that anyone would actually believe all this stuff because it leads so nicely to the Russians. They could have removed that timestamp, make it look like it didn't come from Russia. Basically, if these people that were hacking were part of the government, they were so sophisticated and so good, why would they use that keyboard? They would know that you can tell what kind of keyboard it was made with. You would know you shouldn't have it pointing to a certain IP in a certain location. You would know to take the timestamp off. It's just amazing. You would know not to write it in the language that you have. So odds are, I'm thinking it was Chinese. I think the Chinese were hacking. Let's see. So this malware is old malware. It is about 1.5 years old. And the thing is, if all of our network administrators upgraded all of their things to what they should be, this wouldn't be an issue. No one would have a problem. It wouldn't be an issue because, again, this is an old hack. So the thing about the hack is mainly spear phishing. It's not finding a vulnerability and getting in through a certain way. For the most part, you have to download this off of an email. You have to find an email, you have to click something, and it'll install, in this case, it installed remote software. Remote software and other software that basically they give you a link that comes through a shortener, and you click on it and it takes you to a site you had no idea you were going to be going to in the first place. So basically, it turns out that any 12-year-old could do this. And this is code that's been around for quite a while. It doesn't look like a hacker, a group of sophisticated hackers getting together, finding a vulnerability and getting in. This looks like something that's been around for quite a while, being sent to people's computers all the time in order to get a Trojan, in order to get a backdoor. We're okay with this stuff. We can get through this. We'll be okay if we update our antiviruses, if we update our kernels, if we update our servers. Just update, guys, and we'll be fine. This really isn't such a big deal. So, yeah, that's what it is. Check your sources. Check what's going on. And check my sources. I'll try to link as many of my sources as I can. But really, look up McAfee and Russian hacks. Look up Eli the Computer Guy. I'll post these links. But check that stuff out. The truth is a little bit weirder than what we're seeing. And I don't know why they're not reporting this stuff on the news. It's like the easy answer is what everyone wants to go with. And the easy answer is that Russia hacked and is continuing to try to hack everything. Everything. Not just the government. But that's it for me. If you think I missed something, if I don't have a piece of information right in your opinion, please leave a comment. Let's have a discussion about this. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Catch you later.